Have dreams of drafting a Coria lair of behemoths, but a once-in-a-generation pandemic halted in-person play? Ever fall in love with a format where Honey Mammoth hits the sweet spot in any deck? Then gather your companions and draft the Coria at Home Cube, where you could choose humans based in Mardu colors and do your part against monstrosities roaming the plane, where additions like Champion of the Parish support both go-wide strategies and Aristocrats game plans. Draft monsters based in Sultai colors and mutate cards like Wilson Refined Grizzly into amalgamations of body horror so upsetting that David Cronenberg would be proud. Look for base creatures with keyword abilities to kickstart mutate chains. And based in Jeskai colors, players are cycling, ever cycling towards freedom or Zenith Flare. However, signpost enchantments like Drakehaven help to diversify the strategies and account for a lack of doubles. Each color pair also gets an archetype that matches either the big three or focuses on a keyword ability, like Blue-White Flyers or Red-Black Menace. Additionally, the Naya Shard gets an influx of dinosaurs both from Ixalan and the Jurassic Park releases. Other individual cards like Chainer Nightmare Adept and Garuda's best friend, Calidus Assassin, are there to help support the unique synergies found in the format. The mana bases are flexible and generally slow. The Lord of the Rings land cyclers help to smooth them out, and it can also find things like Triomes. Cards like City of Brass and Unclaimed Territory are there to help the aggressive decks. The added removal tends to be versatile, with cards like Feed the Storm being prioritized to help interact with other strategies. Lastly, Coria at Home plays companion rules as printed, which is great for everyone except Lutri, which is too free in either case. I know that you'll all grow to love Coria as much as I have. Thank you, CubeCon, and enjoy the drafts.
CubeCon is brought to you in part by Gamers Guild. Gamers Guild Arizona is a company based on a simple idea, creating a safe, inclusive, and fun gaming space for everyone, but specifically minors, LGBTQ people, persons of color, and women. Their vision is to see a Gamers Guild in every city in North America, united in their love of safe and fun gaming for all. And I have to say, Ryan, that is a cause that is close to my heart, so really glad to hear that Gamers Guild was able to be part of CubeCon and help make CubeCon happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, love to see that. CubeCon certainly has inclusivity at the forefront. This is a gathering for fun. We're coming together to enjoy games, and everybody should be welcome in that gathering.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely agree. Everyone should be welcome, even Bonnie Paws. In your All right, my friends, welcome back to CubeCon. We are bringing you the Cheese Standalone exhibition match, which is the Chicago Cube. There's a multicolor synergistic cube, lots of 3-color decks going around, lots of lands, graveyards, artifacts. Everyone's doing some amount of those, and I think we're about to watch another match from the first round here, and we can go down straight away. It is Caleb D, with a really cool deck, actually, a kind of Rakdos-y, artifacts-y deck, one of my favorite cards ever in this deck, only called Anvil from Neo. We're going up against Joe Anderson, and Joe is also on red, but a bit more of a Boros build, Ryan.
Yeah, more of an aggressive token thing is going on there. Durward playing, and artifacts matter. You see Goblin Welder getting strangled on turn 1. That Welder is kind of part of Caleb's backup plan. He's got the artifact Boom Booms.
Okay.
He's got that Triplicate Titan.
Nice.
He's got the Cityscape Leveler.
Nice.
Doesn't have a lot of discard outlets. Here is one, though. Veldaren Epicure is going to make a blood, and it's really good that Joe answered that Welder, because that could get scary.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Caleb... obviously incredibly well known for drafting cubes specifically, makes a second blood token with Blood Fountain. So you can already tell, right, what Caleb's deck is up to.
Yeah, he loves this kind of thing in Vintage Cube, so not surprising to see him drafted here.
All right, and Joe, with the aggro plan, Skrelv into Rabbit Battery.
That is the most aggressive Rabbit Battery attack I've ever seen in my life.
Just get on in there.
Or get on out of there, trading with the Epicure.
Skrelv, though, that's going to sit around, and if Caleb doesn't have an answer to that, that could get tricky.
Yeah, the Skrell starts to grant protection.
Caleb, thank you.
This battle station is fully operational. And by that, I mean I'll be activating Oni Cult Anvil one time every turn.
That's all you need. Do you know how many games of Neo I won just by doing that?
A lot.
A lot. A lot. I love this card. All right, Oni Cult Anvil is getting activated. It's going to make a construct. Not a construct, just a construct. Back over to Joe. Here is a Surveil land. Favorite cycle of duels, Ryan?
Shocklands.
Oh my goodness.
You don't agree?
Bring some spice.
Oh, you wanted like an obscure bad one?
Yeah.
Odyssey Egglands.
Okay, great. Perfect. Hashtag content. Here's carrot cake. Is that carrot cake?
That is carrot cake.
Perfect. Comes with a rabbit.
Speaking of constructed staples.
Really stretching the definition of the word staple. Ryan.
Stretching the definition of a lot of words this weekend. Combo, staple.
Caleb just getting in there with the constructs. That's not going to be blocked. And is that the Felden of the third path?
That is another way to reanimate those large artifact creatures. Got to get one in the bin first. But that blood token's hanging out. That's kind of scary.
Anvil gets activated. Of course.
You gotta.
Gotta.
Only gets you the token on your turn. Can't get tricky with that one. You just get consistent.
That's fine. We take those.
Oh, yeah.
Playing out Dragon's Rage Channel, one of the scarier one-drops in constructed formats, certainly.
A staple.
A staple. That is a staple. You know, this time I'll agree with you. But so what's Joe's deck got going on, Ryan? Like, what's the big kind of kill you plan for Joe?
Yeah, so there's a lot of token stuff going on. You know, this Skrelv can certainly make your attacks better, giving you protection. I think that the late game really favors what Caleb has going on. You know, those big artifacts. There's already the synergy going on. If you're going to get busy attacking, a lot of incentive to get busy early. There's some stuff like Stoke the Flames going on here. Goblin Bombardment is one of the big payoffs.
Oh, okay.
But all of this stuff is a little bit reliant on getting on the battlefield early, which so far Durward's done a better job of doing.
Right, yeah, I see Clarion Spirit, Resolute Reinforcements. Really does want to be a deck that kind of just puts a bunch of critters on the battlefield, but Joe's doing a little bit of that.
One of the more powerful cards in Anderson's deck, certainly as the game goes long, is Wildfire Awakener. Convoke creature that makes a bunch of tokens. That can go really wide, both taking advantage of X with your mana and by convoking. Though this Felden, Durward's got that active. He can really start to get some synergies going here.
Yeah, I was gonna make a copy. I think is it just the Voldaren Epicure in the graveyard right now?
So you can do creature. So there's Goblin Welder is the bottom
Goblin
card,
Welder's
and I imagine that's
yes.
what it is.
Okay, is that Blood Fountain here or?
Looks like so. I think that we made a Goblin Welder and traded something out for the Fountain. I believe that's what happened.
Yeah.
A little difficult to represent that one in Paper Magic relative to Magic Online.
But then the Goblin Welder should have also fetched it, entombed the thing.
No, that's Goblin Engineer.
Oh, that's Goblin Engineer. I'm just...
Goblin Welder came out even before Scourge, if you can believe that they were making cards back then.
I cannot. All right, okay. So here comes the Blood Fountain. Blood count back up to 2. Anvil still going, doing its thing. Joe's being ground down to 14. Caleb's up to 23. Joe really wants to put together some kind of aggressive strategy here. Not quite able to do it just yet. Dragon Race Chandler is probably in the air though, right? We see definitely artifact.
Artifact, land. That rabbit battery is a creature.
Yeah. And there was a
the
strangle.
Strangle's a sorcery, yep.
Yeah. Okay. Seasoned Pyromancer is just straight up Mole Drifter mode.
Yeah, empty hand, just draw 2. The difficult thing about that Channeler, it's a nice clock, but take a look at the life totals. Durward's at 23. That anvil gains a life every turn.
I mean, gaining 1 is still less than taking 3, I guess.
True.
It doesn't have a way to deal with anything in the air right now. It does have a way of throwing these constructs into the path of that rabbit. Let's see
And Durward's really 1 card away from doing something really explosive here. He's still got those bloods. He has the Feldon. He'll need.
What's he looking for?
He's looking for that triplicate Titan, or he's looking for that Cityscape Leveler, and then this game runs away in a big way in his favor.
Okay.
And, there's also a lot of artifacts.
Away. I mean, maybe lumbers away.
Levels away. Titans away.
Okay. You can't just take a word from the name and put S on the end and make it above.
I feel like this is a canon did scenario. But there's also a lot of artifacts between Triplicate Titan and the Fountain.
I would hazard a guess that 99% of artifacts are between those.
This is kind of a spicy one, too. Yeah, Bone Charges cards Phyrexian Metamorph. That card can do some funky stuff.
Okay.
Like, if you just start looping that Metamorph copying Seasoned Pyromancer, that's like 2 one-sided Howling Mines.
That's incredible. Let's do that, Caleb. All right. Yep.
There we go.
It's happening. Pitching a...
Galvanic Blast. Yeah. We don't need that. We're ahead.
No one needs removal. Who drafts removal in Cube anyway?
A lot of people.
Okay, all right.
All of the drafters at the table.
Anvil's going to keep going. Well, Caleb Anvils, as Brian might say.
I would, yeah.
I got you.
Okay, this was important.
Yeah, get that Feldon off the battlefield. So, that biggest problem taken care of for Joe. But what's his way out of this?
Well, this, the thing he needs a way out of is a lot more tame. It's kind of just the anvil now. I will say that the Fountain gets back to Feldon. In 2 turns, we're kind of back where we were. But in the meantime, you get some beats in with the Channeler. And you can try to convert some things to really turn the heat up.
And this is...
Is that Animpakal?
Is it Animpakal? Yeah, you're right. Oh, this card is so busted. Once it gets going, it's just so... I mean, I don't know how much Lost Caves of Ixalan you drafted.
0?
A classic retail set. But when, it's just... It just keeps getting bigger, keeps making more gnomes. You really just got to deal with it.
Right. Yeah, immediately gets this counter because it triggers off of any creature attacking.
Right, exactly.
The gnome's in there.
And Caleb does have quite a lot of mana to work with now, though. Blood Fountain. Oh, is the Feldon coming back?
Yeah, so this was the baseline, If Durward draws nothing, he just had this.
Right.
Get that Feldon back. Next turn you can cast it. Another turn down the line, you're active again.
But there are options.
There are. Yeah, see the Welder being pulled to the front. The Metamorph also coming towards the front.
What are his considerations?
I think that the big consideration with the Welder is you can cast it this turn.
Right.
You still have that mana up. That makes a lot of sense to me. And it does get the Metamorph back itself, which is kind of an argument to possibly leave that in the graveyard. The Feldon is kind of slow. You have to both cast it next turn and wait to activate it the following turn. So that's why you would think about the Metamorph, and he almost picked it up, but I like this line specifically because the Welder can get the Metamorph back, as well as putting it back to the graveyard. It kind of does it all as far as accessing the Metamorph.
Okay, so Goblin Welder is back. So there's the threatening the Metamorph next turn. Joe's got to figure something out. Off the top, is that Twin Shot Sniper?
That is.
Get out of here, Goblin Welder.
Wow, those two are supposed to be friends, the Sniper and the Welder. Durward wishes he had that Sniper.
In what lore?
In the lore of drafting them and putting them both in your deck? I don't know.
Okay.
Have you heard that one?
I'm not familiar, to admit. Caleb's taking a lot of damage, though. I mean, Joe's done a good job of, just taking out the pieces one by one. Caleb's down to 12. Anvil's life gain looking a little sketchier.
Yeah, and the first attack with Andim Pakal is good, but it gets better every time. Anderson now applying a ton of pressure, and notably now Durward doesn't have any way, if he were to get that leveler or the triplicate Titan, can't get them back.
Right. What was the second creature he got back with the...
He got the Feldon.
He got the Feldon, okay. Oh, is that the leveler?
Looks like the leveler's in hand.
So close.
Right. Yeah, if that welder
close.
stuck around, that sniper was a really big top deck for Anderson.
Right. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, is that
Gleeful Demolition?
Oh, that's so sweet. Gleeful Demolition, my blood token, get 4 1/1s.
Oh, hold on. Durward's got a Victimize in hand. So we are still bringing some stuff back.
Love this. This is such a great deck. Wow.
So Blood Token is his way to get rid of that leveler, and Victimize is going to get that right back.
This is such a sweet turn for Caleb. We were like, oh, he's taking so much damage. What's he going to do about the board state? Well, the 1/1s are back, and to join them, Cityscape Leveler, potentially.
Yeah, so he gets 2 with Victimize. I would call it a fixed recurring nightmare, except for the fact that it's literally from the same set, and it's still pretty messed up.
Pre-Scourge or?
Way pre-Scourge.
Way pre-Scourge.
Like 3 full years.
Oh. A lifetime.
Actually, it's a little bit more than that. It's like 5 or 6 years.
Okay, all right. Cityscape Leveler. That's going to blow something up. Oh, it's only when you cast it, right? Okay, so Caleb has to wait till next turn to blow something up with it.
I believe Victimize puts the creatures in tap. Certainly looks like it. That's what's being represented here.
Right, but what's the matter with copying here? Maybe twin shots? That doesn't even really kill anything.
Okay, he gestured towards Andim Pakal. That one makes sense. Durward might be saying, I'm behind enough that my plan is racing.
But he doesn't have attacks this turn, right? So...
I mean, you can shump attack. You have the Anvil.
Didn't they just come in this turn?
So just like with, say, your Construct token, is that one's been there, right?
No, it was made because Gleeful Demolition was cast on...
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, if you didn't have anything, then it was pretty tough.
I think it's Season Pyromancer. I think he...
Yeah, it looks like you
copied the Pyromancer.
You see elemental token there.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
So for the reasons you stated, the fact that he could not attack that turn, that makes Andim Pakal kind of a non-starter.
Okay. Well, he does have some ground creatures.
Oh my.
So, Goblin Bombardment for Joe Anderson.
The attacks were already good. The Pakal is getting out of hand.
This is just surely.
This got to be lethal.
There's 3 in the air. Caleb can't do anything about that. So effective 9. And then even if he blocks everything, it's not going to do it. Caleb is going to scoop it up, and Joe Anderson takes down the first game with Boros aggro. Wow. What a game.
You were right. Gaining 1 life a turn is not that much.
But still put only ammo on your decks, though.
Right.
Folks.
Don't cut it.
Don't cut it.
But,
Never cut it.
Do some other stuff, too.
Okay. All right. Well, here is game number 2. Caleb on the play this time. Voldaren Epicure is back. Joe's got a great 1-drop as well. Dragon's Rage Channel.
Yeah, Durward's start last game with the Welder was stronger, but he's establishing his battlefield here.
Scrapbook Mutt pitches Bone Shards. Maybe looking for black mana here.
Yeah, the Mutt to discard your removal spell / discard outlet is not a sign of strength, I wouldn't say.
Well, back over to Anderson. I didn't see that many lands, I think, in the hand for Anderson, but I think maybe did pick up Sacred Foundry this turn as well.
And that's kind of perfect. Like, if that Foundry was his 3rd land and his first white source, then he's doing what his deck wants to do.
This is Irreverent Gremlin now from Duskmourn. Have you played any Duskmourn?
I have some Duskmourn cards in my cube. This is not one of them.
Okay.
I don't do too much retail limited.
Oh my goodness. I was actually trying to avoid saying it because I think people would just get really sick of it. And by people, I mean me.
Person.
some members of the coverage team, not naming names, shocking in that Sacred Foundry. I think I see Resolute reinforcements in hand for Joe, as well as the Rabbit battery back.
Yeah, oh yeah. Unfortunate that you don't get the surveil off of that.
Is it?
The Chandler needs some help.
You don't get it off the Resolute reinforcements either. And that
That's
seems like
true.
something that you would want to.
Well, yeah, because it's any card, yeah, you would.
Oh,
want to.
there's black mana for Caleb. It is tapped, but at least that is going to unlock some stuff next turn, and that is not what Caleb wants to see. End step Resolute reinforcements. Here is a massive battlefield for Joe Anderson, and Caleb just with 2 1 toughness creatures. I wonder if he has any removal going on in hand.
Yeah, notably, Anderson doesn't really have like Anthem kind of effects. The big go wide thing is the payoffs are going to be stuff like that Goblin Bombardment and Wildfire Awakener. It's just like a big spell to cast. So until that Chandler has Delirium, this battlefield is okay. It's wide. There's some stuff going on. A big play here would be Anam Pakal. Bigger play, here's that Awakener.
Oh my goodness. So Joe, you played a Clockwork Percussionist. That's a haste creature. I think Caleb was really expecting the full big red button swing, but no, it's going to be Convoke to make this Awakener. Ryan, teach us.
This is like the best possible for Anderson here. I mentioned there's no Anthem, but with this Convoke X spell, this creature makes a token for X. You get a 1/1 for all of the X you pay, and you do that by convoking, so it just doubles the width of the battlefield.
That's basically an Anthem.
Yeah, it is Ants adjacent.
Okay. And they had Paces. Oh.
No,
okay.
they blocked, and now they're all dead.
Was that Sweltering Suns?
It was.
Love to see that. Sweltering Suns takes care of the board for Caleb Durward, and things were looking pretty dire for him just a minute ago, but all of a sudden, Anderson's got to start rebuilding somehow.
If you're Anderson, your play there was to ask Durward, you're cycling that, right? And maybe you get him, but no, that resolving is backbreaking.
Yeah, never leave equity on the table. Priest of the Forgotten Gods for Caleb Durward. God, this cube has so many great hits in it.
It does.
Just every card, I'm just like, oh, I love that card.
Yeah, Priest of Forgotten Gods is one of my favorite cube cards for sacrifice decks.
It's just so sweet. Portable Hole, also a banger. Not in necessarily the fun way, but it's doing a thing. I see Pirate Spellbomb for Caleb. I see Feldon. Who's back?
Not a lot doing with the Feldon just yet, but even less going on for Anderson.
And now we see why Caleb was holding stuff back, right?
Right.
With that Sweltering Suns.
Yeah, I don't need to go fast if I have Plague Wind.
Anderson is going to answer that Feldon. Don't want to let that get out of hand again.
Durward has plenty of time, and he's been able to stabilize with such a high life total.
Oh, and here's some fun stuff happening. Scrapwood getting unearthed from the graveyard, putting Triplicate Titan in. Does Caleb have a way right now?
Yeah, that Stoke on the Feldon, you see how important that was with the 9/9 going to the graveyard the turn after.
The Gleeful Demolition?
There's a combo.
Oh. Wait.
See, the mutt's going to the bin anyway.
Whoa. That I've got to dispute. I mean, if that's a combo, then anything is a combo.
Okay, it was a synergy.
Okay. I'll accept that. Well, you'd rather have Scrub on 1 than no.
It's a little bit better on 1, yeah.
It might be the beginning of something. I mean, look, we've seen what Anderson has in his deck, right? The Adam Pakal, I'm sure there's other token makers as well. Like, there are definitely ways for him to rebuild.
Yes. Wow, Durward being really aggressive. The Pirate Spellbomb already in play that could have checked the Skrelv and just saying, yeah, I'm going to use Unholy Heat. I got your number.
Yeah, but what if he draws Goblin Welder? I guess he has other artifacts. Don't answer that question.
This is one of my favorite signs of continuing to play a game even though you're so behind that you're dead. Firebolt, flashback firebolt to kill a 4 toughness creature.
Oh, Mayhem Devil?
Well, there's a reason to keep the spell bomb around.
Okay. Alright. Caleb knows what he's doing. Anderson just finds planes for a turn. It's going to scoop it up. We are going to a decider here in the Chicago Cube, the Cheese Stands Alone Exhibition Cube on Thursday evening of GameCon. Let's have a look at game number 3 after sideboarding. Looks like Caleb is taking a mulligan on the draw.
Anderson's start was so good in game 2.
So good.
Exposed a huge weakness to Sweltering Suns. But, Durward's only got the 1.
Yeah, well. Anderson's out the gates again with Clockwork Percussionist, this time getting in with haste, and that is the Goblin Welder. That was not blocking with that. Oh, Spyglass! What a card.
Yeah, the Welder is just a perfectly good name, and you get to look at the hand and see if there's anything better.
So what do we have in the hand? Phyrexian Metamorph. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Caleb. Appreciate this. There's the Feldon again. That is Gleeful Demolition, so has some of the pieces.
And you're kind of priced in to naming the Welder because the Welder could potentially answer the Spyglass.
Right. But,
well, how about Gleeful Demolition to answer the Spyglass?
Hey, it does other things. It can target your opponent's stuff.
Yeah, I guess it is just a shatter.
It's just a shatter. This Clockwork Percussionist getting in every turn on time. Like clockwork, one might say. Come on, Ryan.
I'm sorry. I'll do better in the future.
Thank you. And there's Skrelv and friends.
Yeah, the old border to Mog War Marshal that everybody was clamoring for.
You're not an old border card fan?
I got duped.
What do you mean? What does that do mean?
I'll tell you.
By old, okay.
I'll tell you. When they printed Time Spiral Remaster, they put out some old border stuff. I like the retro frame. I started playing. Scourge was one of the newest sets. And I have a lot of nostalgia for that frame, and I thought they're going to do a little bit of this. And then it was every set in perpetuity for all time, and I can't keep up with that.
I don't like the old frame. Okay. It's alright for cards that everyone knows what they do, right? But Planeswalkers in the old frame...
Garish. Disgusting.
Well, it's more just that, it's not clear. The contrast is not high enough for cards to be easily passable, right? And so for newer players, for accessibility and everything, I just think, give me some text on a black text on a light background.
Speaking of easily parsable, Goblin Welder just got back Phyrexian Metamorph.
Okay.
This is a recorded match. We have no way immediately to know what that copy is, but I'm willing to bet Durward has 2 Goblin Welders now.
Well, that would seem wise. Let's see what else he has going on. Mayhem Devil. Okay. Yeah, better sack and response. Now, does Anderson have any sacrifice synergies that this Mayhem Devil could make use of?
Right. Mayhem Devil does care about your opponent sacrificing things. One of my least favorite aspects of any card design of all time.
Really? I love that aspect. I love symmetrical cards.
Despise it. Yeah, it's really not sacrificing. It's really just going wide is kind of what's going on with this Boros deck.
Okay. Well, no, wait. No, we know he has Goblin Bombardment.
Yeah, but I don't think that we're going to do that in capacity where the devil wins the fight.
You don't want some app-nap action? Okay, this Scrapbook Mutt. Okay, so I guess we're sacrificing the Metamorph, getting back the Scrapbook Mutt, killing a 1/1. Oh, killing Skrelv, of course. We know Caleb still has the Feldon in hand.
Welder Mayhem Devil against a deck full of 1 toughness creatures is pretty sick.
Yeah, Caleb gets to do some hand smoothing here. Get the sack the mutt, unearth it, sacrifice it again.
This is really the beautiful thing about Cube, too, is I've played all these cards, seen all these cards played quite a bit. Never seen them in this configuration before.
But that's the magic of it. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You think, wow, this really works. And sometimes it doesn't, right? And that's also fun.
If Anderson had, for example, a 2 toughness creature, it changes the context a lot.
That's true. But luckily for Caleb Durward, it's all 1/1s over there, and Anderson's going to get busy with them.
Yeah, may as well. You got some death triggers here, and if they mattered, the devil would just cut them down anyway.
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
Twin shot sniper. And in response, I'm going to take care of...
And that's Anderson got a
Could've
little
waited,
giddy. He was
yeah.
excited to get the block
Yeah.
and just needed to wait for the damage to happen first, or were able to catch him with that Gale Blast.
We've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's just a teachable moment.
Yes.
Now,
But it does diminish the cheese that can be enjoyed tonight.
it doesn't diminish the total amount of cheese. It just diminishes Anderson's
Your slice of the
slice
cheese
of
pie.
the cheese, yeah. Come on, let's be mathematically accurate here.
I would never.
Okay. That's unfortunate. Scrapbook Matt is being unearthed. Caleb is pitching Olan and find... Is that Obnix?
Didn't get a good look at it.
I don't even know if Obnix is in this cube, but I really want it to be, and I really want that to be Obnix.
It would be strong.
Would be strong. Mayhem Devil's getting in. Anderson down to 15 untaps with just the Clockwork Percussionist. We need some help here.
Are you talking about the Planeswalker or the 4-mana creature that goes off when you deal 1 damage at a time? Because
The
both would be sick.
Planeswalker.
Both would be
The
sick.
3 mana. The Planeswalker.
I think the 4-mana
This
creature
is
would be
just
better
so
with the devil.
sweet. Goblin Welder stuff.
What's
Anderson
particularly
gets to find
sweet?
something.
That's not on time.
Yeah.
When your last creature dies and it gives you a goblin bombardment, quote unquote, for value on the way out the door,
And your opponent still has the Mayhem Devil.
it's a clear sign that it's time to go home.
Might be a sign that it's time for me to go home. Okay. Invoke the Divine. That Metamorph is going away. Does Anderson get to gain some life here for that one?
I think that's Forsaken Worthy.
Oh, forsake the unworthy.
A good retail limited card. Exile an
great
artifact or enchantment.
Actually, it's not a great return.
It has
It
cycling.
was of Nyx. No, I got too excited. It might not be. It might be Duretti.
Oh yeah, it is Duretti.
I mean, Duretti's great.
Duretti's
love Duretti.
busted.
Yeah, whatever.
To the extent that there was a
It's
stealing
just
game
not as
happening.
fun. It's just not as fun as of Nyx.
Oh, you want to have fun.
I do. You know,
You
I
came to CubeCon to have
came to CubeCon, the premier community cube event in the world. Came to have fun.
Not to mercilessly bash your opponents to win all the cheese.
No, but that is what Caleb Doe is doing, and Anderson's going to scoop it up. Reverse sweep here for Caleb after that beating in round 1 from the aggro deck of Joe Anderson. So did that go roughly how you would expect, Ryan?
I think that the big thing going on here, it's kind of compounded. Both Durward is buying a little bit more into the core conceits of the cube. He has a big artifact theme going on. He's playing out of the graveyard as well. You know, Goblin Welder kind of doing both of those synergies.
Yep.
And that's what he's like, touching into the big synergy and touching into the cross synergies. The cube designer put these seeds there, and Caleb grew some really good trees.
Okay.
And Anderson put a bunch of 1 toughness creatures on the battlefield and picked them up off the battlefield.
Okay. I mean, but it worked at least in game 1, right? So, you know, there's definitely something there. But Caleb leaning into all of those artifact synergies, graveyard synergies, is going to get there. So we're going to see Caleb back in the next round. And before Anderson does get to go and have dinner with his friends. So that's some plus EV as well, Ryan.
And to Anderson's credit, he had a lot of strong cards.
Yeah.
Got all the Boros lands. So his mana was quite functional for low to the ground deck. That's quite valuable. Really had just no way back in the game after that Sweltering Suns.
Yeah.
And there's just a couple other sweepers on the cube that are going to make it tough for a deck like that. And you kind of highlight the importance of being able to play out of the graveyard or have some other stuff going on besides just going wide.
Right. But, you know, it was scary. It definitely did nearly get there, but ultimately it is going to be Caleb Durward advancing to the next round. It is single elimination here at She Stands Alone. And Ryan and I are going to go away for a quick break after round number 4. When we come back, we will have Magic from round number 5, round 2 of She Stands Alone after this.